I was about to go in, man. I'm so mad. Thank you for telling me to stop. Hey guys, welcome back. So sorry I got cut off. It's about to go in. Somebody told me like, hey, you're still talking, the video's off. Can you hear me? King and Queen of the world, can you hear me? Kings and Queens of the world? You said you can't hear anything. Can anybody else hear me? All right, let me get this position. Can everybody hear me? All right. Okay, good, good. Thank you, guys. Jamal One, what's going on, brother? Yeah, there's been a lot of things going on with Instagram with the phones lately. Yeah, you may have to reset your phone and then join back in real quick. All right, I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I'm gonna give you everybody 3 minutes. Go get some water. Go use the bathroom. Check your text messages. I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes. At the end, like maybe like in another 20 minutes, I'm gonna do like a one-on-one. If they might have any questions or anything like that, y'all can just type them in. But I just wanted to quickly finish this corona biological side, and then I don't know, maybe tomorrow or today, depending on what the crowd says, I'll go into the second part. See, I was just really talking about the coronavirus in general, about viruses in general and how they work. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to repeat it. This everything that's been going on is a 3-step attack on black people. Um, and not just black people, the people of the world in general, but mainly black people, because we're the only ones that can turn this around. Hey, Jaden. Oh yeah, let me feed him real quick. Jaden, you want some food? All right. Everybody, this is my cat, Jaden. Say hello. Not you, Jaden. Okay. All right. Okay. He protects me, my cat, from spiritual beings that wish me harm. Cats are very psychic, by the way, guys. They can see into other dimensions. This is why our ancestors revered them as spiritual beings. All right, 2 minutes, guys. I'm going to start the lesson. I'm going to just feed my cat real quick. Not my cat. I don't own him. My friend. I don't believe in keeping pets as prisoners like most of us do. All right, here you go. Eat up. You don't want that? All right, another minute, guys. Matter of fact, I'm gonna run to the bathroom myself. When I come back, I'm gonna start it. Another minute, guys. I'm just give everybody a chance to use the bathroom, check your text messages, get some water. Hope you're not drinking no soda, none of that nonsense. So corona isn't from eating bats? No, it's not, sir. But you can get a lot of viruses from eating wild animals because a lot. See, here's the thing: wild animals immune. I'm gonna get into that, but that's a good question. And that's not a silly question, by the way. If you took my laugh the wrong way, wild animals actually have a stronger immune system than people because they eat naturally from nature. As a matter of fact, they say a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's, even though their breath stinks and they have a lot of saliva. See, saliva is good because saliva contains a lot of acids and enzymes that eat other bacteria. So many animals, they have stronger stomach acid, right? They have stronger stomach acid than most people. Many animals are in tune with nature. So because they're in tune with nature, they heal faster. Their heart beats faster. They have a stronger immune system. They can survive in harsher conditions because not only are they made to be outside, but they're just in tune with nature. And this is what man has gotten away from. The more in tune we are with nature, the more we're able to heal ourselves and to rise to a higher state of vibration. Even if somebody did get vaccinated, by having a higher vibration, their vibrations can overcome the heavy metals and the latent dormant viruses and the mercury and everything else that's in the pig pus and everything else that's inside of the vaccines. I wouldn't recommend getting the vaccine, as I'm going to explain now in the second part of this video. But yes, you cannot get sick from, you cannot get the coronavirus from eating bats. However, I would not follow the Chinese people because the Chinese people eat damn near anything. You know, the white people will enslave anything, and the white people will eat. I mean, the white people will eat anything, and the Chinese will. Said that wrong again. The white people will enslave anything, and the Chinese people will eat anything. I had a friend who was Asian, and I asked him. This was like years ago, and I asked him, you know, not to be racist, but do Chinese people eat cats and dogs? And he said, yes, they actually do. It's considered a delicacy. Anyway, guys, I'm going to run to the bathroom. Give me about 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I am. Almost out of the Okay, guys, I'm back, and no, I did not use antibacterial soap, but I did use soap. Feminine Energy Ascending, thank you for joining. Lily now Yoa, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Thanks for joining. Constantly Post, thanks for joining. 080, thanks for joining. All right, guys, ready to get back into it? Let me see. Can I scroll? Okay, there we go. Okay, somebody asked me, could you get the coronavirus from eating bats? Kings and queens of the world, are you back in? I know you said you had issues with your phone. Okay, sorry about that. Black Tourmaline, thank you for joining me. Okay, so a lot of us don't understand how fear actually plays a vital role into what's going on right now. If you remember from the first video, I said that your mind attracts what you fear, and your mind also attracts what you want. So whatever you think about the most is what you attract. Whatever you fear the most is what you also going to attract. So if you're always saying, "Oh, I need a new job. I need a new job. I need a new job. I can't stand this job," you're going to attract more negative situations happening at your job, and you may get fired, which actually may be what you wanted. So in reality, it depends on your perspective and what you think about. So a lot of us are afraid of the coronavirus because we fear it. And we only heard about the coronavirus by watching TV and social media. So we use our ear to fear, which is what we hear. You understand? So, the coronavirus, somebody asked me, could you get the coronavirus from eating bats? The answer is no. However, I would not be eating any bats because bats are a wild animal, and all wild animals have a stronger immune system than people because their stomach acid has to be, because doctors can't go to the wild. Doctors can't, animals can't go into the doctor. Animals can't get some herbs and brew them in a tea. So animals are made to have a self-built-in doctor, which is their immune system. Whenever an animal gets injured, you notice they lick themselves. Why? Because their saliva contains different types of enzymes and bacteria that help them to heal. This is why whenever an animal injures, you always see them licking their wound, licking their wound, licking their wound. And what do? We go to the doctor, we put a cone over the dog's or whatever animal's head, and we stop them from licking their wound, and then it gets infected. That's the most stupidest thing that you can do because we're ignorant to this fact. When somebody gets injured, you're supposed to let them lick their wounds because the saliva in your mouth actually helps to seal the wound. It helps to kill the surface bacteria. You understand? And the licking itself creates an autoimmune response in your brain that lets your brain know to send out more white blood cells to that specific area. So every part of your body is there for a reason. You should never get no surgery done because you're cutting out a piece of your body that you need. Just like a car. If you keep taking parts out of the car, it's not going to run properly. If you take out the seat, yeah, you can still drive the car. You'll have one less seat. If you take out the engine, the car is not going to run. So every part of your body you need. So don't get no tonsils taken out or let the doctor, anybody in a white coat, fool you and let you know and tell you that you don't need a part of your body. The Bible said don't eat bats. If you follow the Bible, it's in there. That's true. The Bible says, for those of you who are Christians, I highly recommend that you come out of that religious mind programming. But for some of us who still follow the faith, the Bible has a list of animals that you can and you can't eat. And one of the animals that you can't eat is hooved animals. Animals that chew the cud. As a matter of fact, the Bible said you can only really eat fish and a small variety of other animals. And bats was one of them. I don't remember specifically the entire verse, but I do remember that particular passage being in the Bible. And that's a good point that you brought up, because also in the Bible it states that in Genesis, which is the beginning of the Bible, it says that the color green was meant for man, and that you only should be eating fruits and veggies. To be really specific, this is another lesson for another time. I don't want to get too much off topic, but I just will mention this really quickly. A lot of people don't know that tree leaves have a lot of nutrition in it. And when I say tree leaves, I literally mean the leaves of a tree. If you only ate the leaves of a tree for your rest of your life, you will be super intelligent, super strong, super vibrant, full of energy, and you will not get sick. See, we only eat the fruits of the trees, but the leaves of the trees also have healing and medicinal properties. See, everything in nature has some type of side effect on the human body. So don't just think that. Oh, also, cooking food, by the way. I know a lot of us are not at this step yet, but the one thing you should not be eating is meat. Because if you eat another animal, and if you here at the beginning, I said that there's two ways of living. You can be evil, which is EVIL, or you can live, which is LIVE. And if you spell live backwards, it spells evil. So if you're a black melanated person, you're supposed to be the protectors of nature, the protectors of life, not the destroyers. When you become the destroyer of nature, of life, you become a German. You become a Nazi. You become a germ of man. You become a germ to planet Earth, or to Earth. So if you're not a germ, then you don't eat other animals, because now you are their devil. You understand? If you step on the ant's going to look at you like you're the devil because you just killed it. Same way, if a white man came and shot you dead cold turkey for no reason, just for being black, like a lot that happens like all the time, then you look at the white man as the devil, as evil. So if you eating steak, chicken, pork, pig, cow, turkey, shrimp, lobster, you are evil, because you're not living in the proper alkaline way. You understand? So to answer your question about the bats, you shouldn't be eating bat, you shouldn't be eating meat, period. Because not only does eating meat cause you to become acidic, which means you are lessening your potential of hydrogen. Remember, this is the pH scale. So the pH scale stands for the potential of hydrogen. It's my cat. Okay, the potential of hydrogen. Potential, I know you can't see this, of hydrogen. I'm going to post it on my page, so don't worry about it. So the potential of hydrogen is how much water can your body produce. So by you being acid, if you guys don't know, acid is the opposite of water. It's liquid, but it's not water. It's the opposite of water. You understand? Alkaline means your water is becoming distilled. Distilled water is the purest form of water. So acidic water is water that's full of pollutants, which means it has a lot of stuff in it. Like if you took water, pure water, and you put Kool-Aid in it, it's no longer water. It's a chemical now. You understand? Yes, it has water in it, but now that water is acidic because it has other pollutants combined with the molecular structure. See, water is the only element that can retain its structure in any state. A water can be solid, like ice. It could be a gas, like air. And it could be liquid, like water. It can even be plasma. And it can even be crystal, which is ice. Below ice. You understand? Water can exist in all different types of dimensions and still retain its original property, which is water, which is no form, no shape. It is everything. So I would not be eating meat, guys. And not only that, let's get back to the coronavirus. I think I went off on a tangent too long there. But getting back to the coronavirus, hey, son of Yah, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. I hope that answers your question, VMG Fingers. What do you think of cheese? Wisdom teeth scam. Yes, that is a scam. It's funny. Why would they take out your wisdom teeth? If your teeth give you wisdom, why would they remove it? It's called wisdom teeth. But they keep all the stupid teeth in there, right? But what do you think of cheese? Again, cheese is the secretions, is animal secretions. Cheese is molded animal secretions. Where does cheese come from? It comes from the udder of a cow. And unless you're a baby calf that's trying to become a 400-pound cow, I would not be consuming cheese. As a matter of fact, cheese is not even the state of the liquid that comes out of the uterus, which is the cow's breast. So when you consume cheese, you're essentially eating the breast milk that's molded and spoiled from a cow that was supposed to be given to a calf. See, milk in its pure form is 90% fat, and it has a bunch of nutrients and stuff like that that's supposed to be for the calf. And the calf's biology assimilates that, and it uses it to grow its body to a large size. And the reason why it's 90% fat is because cows do not wear coats. They're outside in nature where it's cold. So they have a lot of fat surrounding them to keep them warm. But when you consume the milk and the dairy and the cheese, you become fat. And that's why you have all these health problems. You're now acidic. Because you're consuming foods that are not meant for you. They were meant for animals and mankind. Again, mankind is what? Neanderthal. And Neanderthals are ape and man hybrid species. So mankind equals a beast and man equals God. So if you're a god, you eat the food of gods. If you're a man, kind of man, then you eat the lower foods fit for the animals. You understand? Animals eat each other. And they, to be honest with you, animals didn't always eat each other. But I don't want to go too much off on a tangent. I want to stick back to the lesson. But just to briefly go over this, meats is acidic. Let me just write this down so you guys can see it. Let me pick something. Let me erase some of this stuff. This board is getting crowded. Okay. Okay, so a list of foods that are acidic is meat, dairy, and by the way, eggs is not dairy. Eggs is an unhatched chicken fetus. So unless you like eating, imagine cutting open a pregnant woman's stomach and taking out the developing fetus and eating that. That's essentially what you're doing when you consume eggs. Eggs will become a chicken. That's why they sit on the egg so that it can form into a chicken, because it's still developing inside of the eggshell. When you eat that, you're literally eating a bunch of cells, mucus and pus and a whole bunch of other chemicals that will have become a chicken. So eggs will fall into the category of meat, because essentially it's a bunch of protein that's going to form itself into a chicken, which is protein. So meat is acidic. This is why I wrote it in red. And what color is meat? Meat is red. Red means you're dead, right? Red, dead, right? When you bleed, blood is red. If you bleed enough blood, you die because of a loss of blood. So the reason why meat is red is because you're literally consuming blood. So unless you're not a vampire, I wouldn't be consuming that. If you bite into a red apple, does it bleed? When you bite into an orange, an apple, a pear, a grapefruit, when you eat greens, It's not red. Dairy, also bad for you. It's acidic. Junk food, like pastries, glucose. For example, junk food will be considered pancakes, donuts, cakes. This is all made with flour. Flour, when you consume flour, and I don't mean FLOWER, I mean FLOUR. Flour sounds like sour. And anything that's sour means it's spoiled. Because flour, which is this, see, all flour started off as an actual flower. It was alive. Then you killed it and you denatured it, which means you stripped it from the nutrients because it was alive, it was here. And now you brought it from here, being alkaline and alive, and you brought it to the acidic side. See? It was alive, living, and now you did an evil deed, and now it's dead. That's why it's called flour, because it's sour. That's why you don't spell it the same way. And then the flour, which is now all-purpose, Pillsbury Doughboy, right? You eat that, you make it into a cake, or whatever, and now it becomes glucose. Glucose is sugar, right? Now, people suffer from gluten allergies, right? Right? Gluten sounds exactly what it sounds like. It's glue. So you're essentially consuming glue. And what does glue? Glue hardens, right? Once glue hardens, right, it clogs your arteries. So that's why you get fat and you die from heart attacks and stuff from eating pastries, sugars, donuts, chips, because you're literally clogging up the veins and the blood vessels and your digestive tract when you consume gluten. That's why people have gluten allergies, because they're not supposed to be consuming bread. Don't consume bread. Don't consume rice, unless it's black rice, because a lot of these foods is high in starch. Starch is sugar. These are all different names for sugar. Remember, I told you before in the first video, the medical industry tries to confuse the average man by naming the same thing different names. So you thinking it's a whole bunch of million different things. Nature is very simple. Nature color codes everything. That's why you have the chakras. If you notice, you have the root chakra, you have the let me write this down. You have the root chakra, which is red, right? This is the root. Then you have the sacral chakra, which is orange. Just had an orange marker here somewhere. One second. Oh, here we go. So you have the sacral. You have the root. After this, I'm gonna get back into the lesson, guys. I don't want to waste too much time. Root, sacral, solar plex, which is sounds like the sun, because solar energy, right? Solar, sun. That's why it's yellow. Remember, all of this stuff is easy to figure out once you understand the colorology of what it is. I was able to obtain a vast amount of knowledge very quickly because I was able to understand the codex. Once you understand the codex, then you can figure all of this stuff out, because it seems complicated and like you need to have a quantum-sized memory, even though we do. You don't. It's just simple because everything is color-coded. You understand? Let me just check it, make sure I didn't miss nothing. Mind Ascension, what's going on, brother? Glad of you to rejoin us. So we got the root, the sacral, the solar, and then right in the middle we have the heart chakra, and that's I'm going to be getting into that in a minute. And I'm glad you asked that question, because this is all going to tie into, you got the heart chakra, and then after that you have the throat chakra, which is what I'm speaking from right now. Throat chakra is very open, sometimes too open. You got the throat chakra, After that, you have the third eye, or the pineal gland. Let's write third eye. And then above that is similar colors, but it's not. You have the crown chakra, and you have a whole bunch of different chakras after that. The gateway chakra. I don't want to get into that, but just to stick to the main 7. So you have the third. You have the crown, which is what I'm going to be talking about right now. Okay? So just to quickly finish up that question that you asked, before I get back into the coronavirus, notice the root chakra is red. Red means you're acidic. The 4 F's: fornicate, fight, feed. I forgot the other F. But the root chakra is your stomach. Notice all of the energy stays in from the solar plex on down. They keep you out of your heart chakra. See? Sacral means carnal. Carnal, sacral. A carnal nature or a sacral nature is a nature, somebody who loves to indulge in pleasure. Somebody likes to have a lot of sex, likes to eat a lot of food. Adrenaline junkie. Anything that is an addiction, it's an addictive nature. I'm using metaphysics, not actually specifically speaking to the chakras, although I am. So your root chakra, getting back to the flower, when you eat acidic foods, you're essentially keeping yourself vibrating on this particular plane. Notice the heart chakra, which also represents love, right? See, there's 13 universal laws. A lot of people say there's 12. It's actually not. It's 13. A lot of people miss the 13th. See, they hide. They give you just enough information for you to understand, and they leave something out. There's 13 zodiac signs, even though they tell you it's 12. Then there's 13 universal laws, even though they say that there's only 12. You're actually affected by everything. I mean, it's not just 12 constellations. There's a billion constellations, but these are the closest to us that affect us the most. So your heart, right? Whoops. The heart, right? I'm gonna color that in green. The heart is love, which is what this planet is missing right now. The opposite of love is hate, right? So when you hate something, you eat it. I'm going to say that again. When you hate something, you eat it. Because if you look at the word hate, right? H in the 8. It keeps you trapped in a loop, because that's what the 8 is. The 8 is actually the infinity symbol turned on its side, right? And when you hate something, you eat it. Because the word 8 is past tense of eat, which is what they keep you doing. All you do is eat. You eat 3 times a day. You're not supposed to be eating so much food. You're turning your body into a digestive engine. This is why you die in your jest. And a jest is a fool, like a court gesture, right? The laughing fool. So a jest, to jest means to make foolery, right? Die equals death. So when you eat, you die, because you're giving your energy from this side being alkaline and ascending it up to the higher planes, which is the heart, root, and your third eye, and you're keeping it down here in the lower planes of existence, in your root and your sacral chakra, because you constantly eat food. So your energy never gets a chance to ascend, and you never get a chance to increase your potential of hydrogen. Right? It's the pH scale, because you're constantly eating. And the more you eat, right, the more tired you are, right? You get sleepy, right? Whenever you eat something, right, you eat like a steak, you get tired, you get the itis, right? You want to fall asleep. Why? Because your energy is going into digesting the food. That's why it's called digest. And when you die, what do they say? Rest in peace. Rest. So you need rest to digest the food. So when you die, you essentially put your body in a state of comatosis. You go into a coma because now your body has to recharge its energy because it's using its energy that it would have used to now get rid of the food that you just put in the body. This is why you're supposed to eat alkaline, because alkaline foods have very little energy. They have very high energy, and they cause your body to not only become highly energetic and is highly nutritious, but alkaline foods do not tax your body of so much energy. So you can eat alkaline foods like fruits, veggies, right? Have the energy to keep going and allow your body to remain in a highly energetic state without having to go into a state of comacy or go into a state of rest. So anyway, that was just a quick question I was answering. Somebody asked me about could the coronavirus, if eating certain foods and cheese, is that bad? Yes, I will not eat cheese. Again, cheese is petrified, spoiled animal secretions from a pregnant cow. And when you consume that, it's full of mold. And what happens? Energy is never created nor destroyed, only transferred. So when you consume that moldy cheese, moldy milk, your body has to somehow get rid of it. And so now you're putting all that toxin. Imagine this. Imagine leaving spoiled food out on the stove for 5 days, right? Then coming and eat that. How do you think you will feel after that? You're not going to feel great. As a matter of fact, it's going to cause your body to stink. That's why a lot of us have body odors, because we're not healthy. We're acidic. We don't have any water in our body to flush out. You understand? So getting back to the coronavirus, the corona, like I said, is the crown, right? It is the crown jewel. This is why people call themselves Jews of the Bible. The word Jews or Jew, right, is the crown or the jewel piece, right, that goes on top of the head. It is the crown that you wear, which is considered the halo, which is your aura. The aura of the sun is considered the corona. And so the coronavirus attacks the corona. So when you attack the corona, essentially, in a metaphysical sense of speaking, you're attacking the black sun, which is you, the black melanated man. So this virus is a smart virus, which is really AIDS, which was specifically designed to target the black man and woman to attack their crown or their aura. Because what does AIDS do? AIDS attacks the immune system. The immune system is the first line of defense. A person with a weak immune system also has a weak aura. Because your aura, to be honest with you, all physical attacks have to first penetrate your spiritual aura. So if you have a weak aura, then your body's also going to be weak. Because somebody who has a strong magnetic frequency, a strong aura, they can eat foods that are acidic and they won't get as sick as somebody who's grew up their whole life eating junk food, the American diet. They'll get more sick. Why? Because they don't have a strong aura field. So to attack the children of God, or to attack the corona, is to attack the black sun, which is you, black man and black woman. Now, your immune system is the first thing that the AIDS virus attacks. And again, if you wasn't here for the first video, I explained how the coronavirus is really the AIDS virus in disguise. I went over it. There's this book by the name of called AIDS by Jack Felder. He doesn't talk about the coronavirus because it wasn't invented yet in his time. But good point. We will not eat food left out, but we will eat food left out on a grocery show. That's actually a very good point. That's a very good point. Anybody who sun gazes knows when you stare at the sun long enough, it turns black, which, by the way, lets you know you are fully charged. That's very good, brother. And also, when you stare at the sun, you can see all the different colors of the rainbow. Here's another thing that people don't realize. When you sun gaze, each of your eyes sees a different optic. When I sun gaze with both eyes, and then I'll sun gaze with one eye. For those of you who don't know what sun gazing is, sun gaze is literally looking at the sun with an unaided eye, meaning no glasses, no sunglasses, no contacts, no sunblock, not looking at the sun through a window. Sun gazing is going outside or being inside of your house. It's better to do it outside, standing on natural earth, so you can ground yourself and get the earth's magnetic frequency and resonance field, which is called the Schumann frequency, whatever you want to call it, right? And you stare directly at the sun. When you do this, you're creating your remember, melanin, if you don't know, melanin is a solar battery. Just like in the movie The Matrix, Neo was the one. The one is you, the universe. Uni means one. And in the movie The Matrix, Neo, which is also one misspelled, is one. The universe, the one verse, the one song. Remember before I said if you're out of balance and you get invaded by a virus, that's because your universe, because you are the walking universe, black man and woman, is out of tune. That's why they say get in tune with nature. You understand? This is why it's called the circadian rhythm. The rhythm is the beat. Get on the beat. Get in tune with nature. Get one with the song of the universe. Everything in your body produces music. This is why you have a heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. You have an air drum. Boom, 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 boom. You have a pulse. Everything is about rhythm. You understand? And so when you're out of rhythm with nature, you become out of rhythm with your body. And when you're out of rhythm with your body and nature, you become acidic and you become sick. And now you become susceptible to AIDS, to any common cold. Any little pathogen now can wreak havoc on you. What is ammonia? If you ever watch Pokemon, you got Squirtle, you got Wartortle, you got Blastoise, right? The common cold, when it evolves, like Pokemon, it becomes ammonia. Because why? Because you didn't catch it the first time around through your skin, which is the first layer of protection. Now it went inside you. Now what happens after that? The virus, if left unchecked, will continue to grow out of control, more rampant. But getting back to the sun gazing, for those of you who are new to this, is you going outside and you stare directly at the sun with the unaided eye, and you absorb the sunlight directly into your pupils. Now they say in space, the most powerful thing in space is called a black hole. Correct? Right or wrong? A black hole, no light can escape a black hole. That's what they tell you. If no light can escape a black hole, right, then what's in the center of your eyes? It's a black hole. And if you look at the sun, which is pure light, it goes directly into your brain, which is the black hole, which is the pineal gland. It goes directly to your optic nerve through your eye, up to your pituitary gland, your pineal gland. And your pituitary gland is really the master gland, and your pineal gland is the gland that controls serotonin, melatonin, which controls light. But the pituitary gland is really the master gland. That's the gland people really don't focus on. That's the gland that really transcends you. Let me just read these comments real quick before I get into it. The body is acidic and alkaline by nature. The key is alkaline dominating acidic. Very true, brother. You are born alkaline, by the way. Nobody is born acidic. The wound is always alkaline. Yes, you can get different diseases and things passed on to you through the umbilical cord, but you're still born alkaline. Digester, yeah. You waved that mind ascension. Okay, let's make sure I read all the comments before I get into it. Sorry about that, guys. Move the camera. Okay, let's get back into this coronavirus, because now I'm going to show you something else that you guys probably didn't see. Sunset or sunrise, Horus rising. That's true. Set was the enemy of Horus, and Horus, which means the horizon, and Set means the sunset. So all of these stories, excuse me, all of this evil stuff that they 666 and all this demonic stuff, that's really your own spiritual power that they throw back at you in your face, and they confuse you so that you these are the best times for sun gazing. The eye equals corona. It's true. The corona is the eye, which is the third eye. And they have you backwards. The coronavirus kills you, right? If you they tell you that if you get the coronavirus, you're gonna die. Now, when you die, you call the coroner's office, the coroner, which is the corona. See these play on words? The corona is the person that picks up dead bodies. And you are a dead body spiritually because you don't have a high vibrating soul. Because you still stuck down here in your lower self on earth. And you're not in your heart and above. See, earth is spelled like this. Let me see if I have any space. Let me erase something. Alright. Earth is spelled like this. E-A-R-T-H. That's called earth. Now, if you remove the H and you put it in front, it's called heart. Because you have no heart, you have no love, so you stay trapped down here. And see, everything down here is lessons. It's all lessons that you're supposed to learn so that you can elevate and ascend out of here. You understand? So earth is really an anagram for heart. And if you have no heart, the opposite of love is hate, which is why you eat all the time. Because you H, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, which is 8. So it's 88. This is why when you see skinheads in the KKK, they always got 88 tattooed on their skin. Because 88 is a metaphysical symbol for the swastika. You understand? And the swastika is a metaphysical symbol for the mankind, which is a German. You understand? So understand all of these symbols, all of these runes, all these sigils, all of these logos, they have meaning, they have power behind it. Now, I'm really adept at seeing past illusions and seeing into magic spell. That's one of my abilities that I have, that I can literally see the energy coming from words. And I actually been teaching myself how to speak backwards, which is really forwards. Because we speak in babble. That's why it's called Babylon. Because you babble on and on and on. And nobody know what the hell they saying. So, getting back to the coronavirus, the corona is really the third eye. And the third eye is supposed to absorb the energy from the sun. When you raise your kundalini energy and it rises up like a snake. This is why you see snakes everywhere in the ancient world. Because this energy rises up. And in the Bible, you had the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity was what? Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. But in reality, the Holy Trinity is Father, Mother, Son. This is why in the Bible, Jesus was the Son of God. The first thing that came into existence was light. Right? And darkness moved upon the face of the earth. This is before anything was created. It was darkness. Darkness was upon the face of the earth, and the earth was formed without void, was void and without form. Now, darkness represents the black sun, or black energy, black matter, the black liquid, the primal ooze, the primordial ooze, right? That's what the hydrogen is. Hydrogen in its purest state is really black water. And it's not dirty, it's black because it represents the melanin, the U melanin that's present everywhere. When you look up outside, you see black melanin everywhere. And then you see little specks of light, which is the sons of mother, right? The mother is a feminine aspect. The mother produces the child. The father does not give birth. Only in Christianity does a man give birth, right? Woman came from Adam's rib. That makes no sense. You have 2 chromosomes. You have the double X, which represents the woman, and you have the XY, which represents the man. Why are my markers don't work? The XY represents man. The XX represents woman. That's why you have the X-Man, right? To X out the man and become a god. X-Men. And it's really X-Men. And MEN means the mind. That's Latin for mind. So X-Men really means the double X mind. Or the feminine mind rising up into your strongest feminine aspect, which is God. Because the black woman is God. All things come from the woman. Even in nature, look at animals. Only the females produce. You understand? So the coronavirus attacks your immune system. Now, if you look at this word immune, I'm going to erase this. Let's see if I get some space here. Let me just erase this, guys. I'm going to take some questions soon. Let me just get to this real quick. Okay, so the coronavirus attacks the immune system, right? Let me write this in blue so you can see it. Now, the immune system, again, my markers don't work. Okay, here we go. The immune system. Now, if you separate these words, immune, it's really saying I'm moon. I'm moon. Or Amun. Amun Ra. The sun. Now the sun, like I said, everything has equal and opposite polarity. So law of polarity. The sun, the opposite of the sun is the moon. See, the sun is a non-physical abstract being. Or it's an abstract form of energy. It's not solid. But when you look at the moon is solid. So it's the material and the physical world being combined. It's the feminine and the masculine. You understand? So the word immune system or immune is really Amun, right? Which is Amun, right? Which is really a moon. The moon. The moon. The moon's eye. And the moon is feminine and the sun is masculine, right? The sun, right? If you have a boy, it's the son. It's a masculine. And if you have a daughter, the daughter is feminine. And the goddess of the moon is called Isis. And Isis is a woman. It's a feminine energy. So your immune system is literally the feminine and the masculine combined. This is why it's called the Amun, which is the sun god, and then it's called moon, Moon, which is, see, it's the same word. It's two energies in the same word. That's how you can tell that this word is a whole word. See, words can be separated into masculine and feminine energy. Now, this is getting to higher magic because words have charges and polarities to it. So if you can have a word that has both a masculine and a feminine polarity in the same word without having to say two different words, you have a powerful word. This is why they have that's why the immune system defends against foreign invaders. It's a powerhouse. Your immune system. You compromise the immune system, you're dead. You compromise the blood, you're dead. You understand? You can live without a brain. You can live without a lung. You can live without an arm, a leg. You can't live without blood, and you can't live without an immune system. Those are the two things that your body needs to stay alive. Let me see if anybody made any comments. Okay, can everybody hear me? So I get a yes from anybody. Thumbs up. Can everybody hear me okay? I know it might be a delay in what I'm saying versus what you're hearing. Can everybody hear me okay? Joanne 321, thanks for joining. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, I'm assuming so I'm gonna just keep going. Okay, so the immune system is really the masculine and the feminine energy combined together. And together they create a powerful charge. They create the white blood cells, which, and if you think about it, in the beginning there was darkness, and the darkness created light. The light can be considered yellow or white light. So the immune system, which is the sun and the moon, right? Amun Ra or Amun Re, and the moon, which is Isis, together they create the sun, which is the white blood cells, which is the children or the child of that union. So the white blood cells is what is used to combat any foreign entities. You understand? See, all of this is magic. It's magic spells, it's rituals, it's frequencies, it's harmonics, it's cymatics, it's oscillations, it's everything. It's everything combined. Now, getting into the physical, because I was in the metaphysical for a while. Now, the physical aspect, the name of this virus is called the coronavirus. It attacks your immune system. Where's my pointer? So the coronavirus was created in 1969 by Dr. Robert Gallo. He created the AIDS virus, combining the two viruses from the sheep and from the bison. And he combined those, and he grew them in human tissue cells until they combined together naturally, and they formed a super virus called AIDS. AIDS specifically attacks the T cells, right? It attacks T cells. And in the movie Resident Evil, the name of the virus in Resident Evil was called the T virus, which was created in the underground laboratory called the DUM, Deep Underground Military Base. So Resident Evil, I'm writing down these words so that when you watch this video again, you can go and you can look it up yourself. So Resident Evil created the T cells, and this was created in the DUM. And it's funny that they call them DUMs, Deep Underground Military Bases, but then they're called smart viruses. See, they play on these words. They play you. They created a virus that's smart in the DUM lab, in the Deep Underground Military Base. And these T cells that they created was called super viruses, according to their terms, which was AIDS, which is the autoimmune deficiency disease, right? Autoimmune deficiency disease, right? Or HIV. HIV can become AIDS. HIV is not AIDS. HIV will develop into AIDS once left unchecked. The AIDS virus attacks the T cells of your body, and the word T is the 20th letter in the alphabet, and 20 represents 2, because you don't count the 0, so it's just 2. And 2 in esoteric terms means consciousness. So it attacks the conscious cells, because the T cells specifically only target foreign entities that invade the body. It doesn't attack any other cell. That means that the cells are smart and they are alive. All your cells in your body are alive. There's over 7 trillion plus cells in your body, and they all are conscious and they know exactly what to do. Inside all of your cells is a mini sun, which is called the nucleus. And inside of the nucleus is called the nuclei. The nuclei. which is the eye of Horus, which is the sun god. You understand